Our ground forces have not come under attack from enemy aircraft since the Korean War 65 years ago. This is because the United States has been able to maintain air supremacy, providing the freedom of action required by our warfighters to emerge victorious in the battle space. However, our claim to air supremacy is increasingly in jeopardy. Over the past several decades, our potential adversaries have closely followed the technological advances and employment doctrine that have contributed to our dominance in the air domain. Realizing this, potential adversaries have undertaken concerted efforts specifically designed to counter our air power advantage. The challenges we face today are growing in complexity and sophistication as our likely opponents continue to develop, produce, and deploy new technologies. As a result, we face increasing challenges in every domain relevant to air supremacy: land, sea, air, space, and cyberspace. One of the most pervasive threats, modern ground-based air defenses, has reached unprecedented lethality. Since the first practical SAMs were fielded in the 1950s, our potential adversaries have relentlessly pursued their development as a means to counter American air power, which for more than 70 years has been the foundation of our military might. Over time, nearly every air power advancement we've fielded has been matched by SAMs, which have become increasingly effective against a broader array of airborne targets at longer and longer ranges. Both Russia and China are producing state-of-the-art SAMs. Shown are several currently fielded systems that directly challenge our bid for air supremacy. These modern systems can engage as many as 3 dozen targets simultaneously, at ranges in excess of 200 miles. Furthermore, they are not tied to a prepared site. They are highly mobile, allowing them to relocate in minutes rather than hours or days. To illustrate the changing dynamics of the SAM challenge, here is the threat ring posed by a Vietnam War-era SA-2 SAM. It's located on the Washington Mall, with its short-range coverage reaching out nearly to Baltimore. Now we add the Russian SA-10 and SA-20, the same systems operated by foreign customers such as Iran and China. Next, we add the Russian SA-21, which has also been sold to China, India, and most recently Vietnam. Finally, we have Russia's next-generation SAM, the S-500, which will be capable of engaging targets as far away as Charlotte and Buffalo. As you can see, these systems are being deployed worldwide, and this trend will only continue as additional nations seek to neutralize our air power advantage. Naval variants of these same air defense systems extend the potential threat to any place on the globe where our air forces operate. Moving on to air-based threats, the production and proliferation of advanced fighters poses another escalating challenge to our legacy fighter force, and even our newest 5th-generation aircraft. One only has to look at trends in aircraft development over the past several decades to see where our legacy systems are being overtaken. Today, our most numerous fighters are outmatched by the latest Russian and Chinese designs. At every stage of modern fighter development, our adversaries have never failed to meet the challenges we present them with. Today, there's basically no distinct 4th-generation advantage we hold. Russia is at the forefront of advanced fighter technology development, but China is also rapidly moving forward with significant aerospace developments based on improvements to existing foreign technologies. Both countries continue to push the envelope, fielding more and more 4+ or 5th-generation technologies. Both Russia and China are willing to export these fighters to anyone able to pay for them, so the proliferation problem will only continue to worsen. Russia has recently fielded its latest flanker variant, the Su-35, a very advanced fighter that will help bridge the gap between their current 4th-generation fighters and future 5th-generation aircraft. The Su-35 incorporates numerous 5th-generation fighter attributes, such as advanced digital flight controls, sensor fusion, high-powered jammers, and ultra-long-range air-to-air missiles. In the meantime, our potential adversaries have produced and tested their own inaugural 5th-generation fighters. Russia's contender is the Sukhoi T-50, which has been in active flight testing for several years. China is developing 2 5th-generation aircraft, the J-20 and the J-31. Both aircraft are also in advanced flight testing and are expected to enter service by 2020. Russian and Chinese fifth-generation fighters are specifically designed to counter the F-22 and F-35, as well as to neutralize our airborne command and control and ISR advantage by targeting high-value airborne assets such as AWACS, rivet joint, and J-stars from standoff ranges. Some adversary fighters are also equipped with very advanced Russian engines that incorporate thrust vectoring technology. This technology provides significant dynamic maneuverability and turning capability. The resulting agility permits rapid reorientation towards unanticipated threats and ensures tactical dominance at close-in as well as standoff ranges. The heart and soul of an air superiority fighter is its sensor suite, especially its radar. In the past decade, Russia has unveiled several active electronically scanned array airborne engagement radars. Also known as AESA radars, these powerful sensors reportedly can simultaneously perform multiple tasks, track up to 30 targets, while engaging 8 out to 100 miles, and provide improved resistance to electronic attack. China has developed its own AESA radar for its fighters, including the J-10 and J-11. In the air-to-air missile field, we have traditionally held the advantage in beyond visual range combat with our AIM-120 AMRAAM. That has also changed. Russia and China have both fielded AMRAAM-class missiles of their own. One can see the parity they have achieved in comparison to our current baseline AIM-120C. While the AIM-120D will restore us superiority in terms of missile range, both China and Russia are also developing follow-on missiles with significantly increased range performance. Future adversary missile designs are specifically intended to far outpace our reach in the air-to-air arena, directly challenging our AMRAAM superiority and holding our most critical airborne assets at risk from greater and greater distances, thereby taking them out of the fight. Looking at other risks we face, one of the most challenging is the cyber threat. Our air and space systems are increasingly reliant on cyber connectivity and cyber-enabled capabilities. Russia, China, and others recognize the potential vulnerabilities of our cyber dependencies and are fielding dedicated and highly sophisticated programs to exploit and attack our military computer networks and platform-resident mission systems. Last but certainly not least is the issue of space superiority. The United States once enjoyed uncontested mastery of the space domain, but lost that luxury a decade ago when China shocked the world by destroying a target satellite with an interceptor missile. That event dramatically illustrated that space is no longer a sanctuary for us. Since 2007, China has conducted at least 4 additional tests of different anti-space weapons, while Russia has repeatedly tested its anti-satellite missile, the PL-19. Bringing it all together, we face significant challenges across the board. We can no longer operate with impunity against modern surface-based defenses. Current and developmental adversary aircraft threaten even our latest and best, while challenges in space and cyberspace negatively impact every Air Force mission area. If we do not make a concerted effort to revitalize our air supremacy enterprise, these challenges will only grow as our qualitative edge continues to ebb. This is not a question of dollars, but lives, beginning with those of our servicemen and women. In this kind of contest, there is no prize for second best.